There we go. Hello, everybody. Welcome, everyone. So we've got a few of you hanging out in the chat. I've said hi to Ma, Boot, got Jeff, Wild. Do you like the little zombie emoji I threw in there? Let's see. The live looks different now. I've got to learn all the new buttons. Where's the chat? There we go. Okay. Live chat on. What's this do now? Microphone? Clip? Flip? Okay. Cool. How's the sound? We sounding good? I'm gonna pull this up on my laptop. Sorry, it's shaking. I keep bumping the table. Tighten this arm a little bit. A little less shaky if I tighten it up. There we go. I've got it all super loose right now because I was moving it around, filming with it. And as soon as this live is over, I'm going to go finish up the video that's going to come out tonight. We're going to start doing Thursday premieres, and then my lives will still be a little random, but I will be aiming for Monday, Tuesday, or Thursday for my lives, and my videos are going to be Thursday evenings. That's kind of the thing going forward based on the replies I got from both the 2 polls I put up and like Jeff. Being that he's a top Patreon, his and Vicky's preference gets a little extra nudge, and then all of my Patreon or the channel members that took the poll, their vote weighs a little bit more than everyone else's. So that's kind of how that worked. If you want to put some input in, I'll still consider some changes. The poll is still up and active on my channel, but if you haven't answered the poll, go ahead and go click that there. Andrew, I fell asleep last night. I said I was going to send you your tracking info, but as soon as Karen's live ended, well, not even as soon, like I was passing out as it was ending. I was just laying on the couch watching her live, and I ended up falling asleep for like 4 hours and completely missed my chance to go to the post office. Went to work this morning before it was open, just got off, came home, set all this up, but as soon as my live is over, I will go drop your package off at the post office, so it'll be on the way to you. But yeah, your Dino Bone is done. I took it up to like the 50,000 grit polish finish. Oh, it's beautiful. And then that video will be possibly next week. So let's see who else just joined in here. I gotta scroll like this. Yes, Jeff, I see you. I did not put the kibosh on you. Being that you're a mod, I don't know if muting you even works the same. Should we mute Jeff just to test it for fun? I kid. 9 minutes ago, Ozone just came out with a new video. Oh my gosh. Okay, we'll watch that later. This one, this guy. How's it sound? This one, this guy. Ooh, not very much lag. That's nice. All right, now I can see the full chat. It is not. I put it to live messages, but I swear it's not showing me everything on my phone. All right, let's catch up on the chat, see what I missed. Problem sweating your hind off is that you can't replenish the minerals you lose quick enough to get cramp. I missed something we were talking about. That was before, okay. Just want to make sure I didn't miss anything important. And hello, Andrew. I think I didn't say hi, I just started talking about your Dino Bone. All right, man, have a great day. Got to get off to work. All right, all caught up, sweet. So here's what we've got today. A gentleman who I've known for about 10 years who lives here, is a local to me. He makes some custom lamps. So he makes lamps top to bottom, like gets like shades, little things, all sorts of stuff. So this was gonna be on the very top above the lampshade. This was just gonna sit up there. But while he was working on it, let me show you here, he noticed that when he put the clamp thing on here to be the top and hold it up there, it scratched it and it left some visible marks. And it was showing too much. And then some of this happened in transport from then to now, and it just kind of scratched away the color. He had asked if I could polish this down, and if it would be green again, just, polish the scratches out and leave it as is. But you can see, look at the saw marks in there. Look at those lines. You guys know how I like stuff really well polished, and that is just full of saw lines on both sides. So I said I don't like that. I'm gonna just repolish the whole piece. But the green is mostly on the surface, so I asked him, do you mind if I remove the color? Would you like a natural color instead and remove the dye? And he said, go for it. So we're going to first try a couple things. We're gonna use acetone first because acetone is really simple, it's really fast, and this seems to just be on the surface. As I scratched it, the color was gone. And it's also kind of it's a weird, very unnatural green for an agate. So where just polishing it would probably remove most of the dye, this video is also about the construction outside. Oh wait, no. This video is about removing the dye and trying some different methods. So just for the fun and the science of it, we're gonna remove the dye first with some acetone. I'm probably not gonna actually use the muriatic acid. I just wanted to put all those things in the thumbnail. As Jeff mentioned, I had a whole bunch of cleaning products in the thumbnail there. But we're gonna try the acetone first, see how much color it takes off, and then jump right over to the flat lap, give it a nice flat face polish on both sides, and finish her up. So, see what I might have missed in chat there. I saw a few things flying by. Oh, I love Gatorade. Yeah, anytime I go somewhere like out rock counting, I try and take a few Gatorades and a big old gallon of water and some water bottles with me. Yes, Travis, definitely starting over for that one on the polish. Those saw marks were extreme. I'm not sure how they did it, but those saw marks are really obvious ripples in there, so we want to get those out. Let's see, probably even see it from this side. Yeah, look at those saw marks. Ooh, they're rough. And I just don't like the color, the fake green. Let's see what happens if I put... Yeah, that color is just... I don't know, not my thing. I'm not sure what it's gonna look like though once we remove all that color. There's a chance this is just a pretty white agate with a little bit of dark bands in there, but I think anything will look better than that monstrosity. I'm being extreme, it's not that horrible. It's just, we don't like dyed agates here, right? All right, hey, I saw Karen. Let's pop this way. Tighten, please. Oh, I did the wrong thing. Hold on. Okay. I'm still learning how to use this little thing. And I twisted the wrong bit here. Okay, I loosened it. Let's twist this. Go up this way. And we tighten it again. You probably can hear all sorts of noises there. And now we bring it down in like this. Perfect. Ignore that one. I was soaking little pieces of the coral I got from Robin Vernon to do some experiments with. I wanted to see how the different chemicals are going to react to it. And what we found was that, oh, that's right, I'm on YouTube, not StreamYard, so we don't have macro lens, unfortunately. So that right there was somewhat covered up, and I didn't notice it at first. But look at it. Look at the little clammy guy in there. Little clam was in that little spot, but on this side we got some slightly exposed boturoidals. I was trying to get it down to those color layers there and get that exposed, but just a little vinegar soak for funsies. I've been soaking all sorts of rocks, getting into dissolving things. Went and got my muriatic acid so that we can get really into it with the corals. Gonna get you an Agate Dad Dada sticker, Chris. I might have missed something on his channel, Jeff. I haven't seen a lot of his recent videos, so not really sure what that's referring to, actually. If that's a specific thing that's been going on recently on his channel. I'm gonna pop you guys off here for one moment and show you right here. Look at this exciting little bit. Okay, so who likes Crater of Diamonds? Because I got 35 pounds of unsearched diamond ore. You may find white or blue barite, black lustrous opaque chromium spinel, red or purple pyrope garnet, and green chromium diopside, which are the classic diamond indicator minerals that came up from the diamond stability zone more than 100 miles deep in the earth. You may find white, clear, brown, or yellow diamonds in this unsearched ore. So exciting. 35 pounds of it. I'm not sure what this is on top. Maybe some separated out little gemstones. So, from the Worthington Diamond Mine. I don't even know where that is. I thought it was a Crater of Diamonds. Is that where Worthington Diamond Mine is? I don't know. When I bought it, I thought he said it was from Crater of Diamonds. So, no, I'm not too sure. Not sure at all. Okay. Put you back on this one. Let me grab my acetone. I'm just using some basic nail polish remover, 100% acetone. Target, sponsor my channel. Up and up. Give me money, please. I do like Target. It's funny because when I was growing up, I used to feel like Target was the cheap place or somewhere I didn't like to go. And it's like the Kmart, you know, Kmart and Target. Like, oh, who wants to buy stuff there? And they had clothes for sale. And I'm like, ew, so cheap. Now I love Target. Maybe that's just, I hit a magical age. Or Target changed its game, but they have some really great stuff now. All right, let's see if we get any color. This is the first time trying anything other than a little scratching I did. Wow, okay. I was expecting some green to just bleed off of there. But now that that's getting into the scratches, that color looks deep. There's definitely, I think, a touch coming off. I'm realizing this is shaking the camera a lot, so I'll try and lighten it up a bit. Yeah, that's not really removing any color. Although, weirdly, whatever polish is on here seems to be like a chemical polish because that is coming off. They didn't even like go through proper steps to polish this. It's like got a chemical on it that's rubbing off with the acetone. Huh. Strange. I don't know. Okay. What's the vote? Do we soak it in acetone and wait a minute to see if color comes out, or do we just jump straight to the flat lap? I mean, the point is to remove the dye. I wanted to try chemicals, but we can do it however we need to. I'm really hopeful it's not super deep in there. That'll be a bummer if we start polishing it up and it's like partially green. Although I don't think he'll mind for what he's using it for. I'm sorry, this is sitting on my table. I just saw it to the side. This is one I just got from Kyle that I polished. And those little Beacon Hill ones, it does have a few scratchies there. But I really like that little Beacon Hill. Or no, I think I need to ask him. I don't remember if it was actually Beacon Hill. But it looks just like my Beacon Hill nodules. I polished the backside too a little bit. Not super well, but sure looked a lot like Beacon Hill. I'm sorry, as always, my hands are so gross and stained and coffee and dirty. I should really like give myself a manicure before I go on lives and sit and show my hands or wear some gloves. So it's apparently not Crater of Diamonds. It's close to it though. Thank you, Jeff. I appreciate that. Jeff, that was from Miller Prospecting. He had it sitting around for a while, and I bought it off of him. I told him I'd do some trades, give him some gold if he wanted, and he's like, just some monies. So, I don't think he's gonna ever actually end up going through it, and it's been sitting around for a while. So what was the vote? Anyone have a say in the matter? Should I just jump straight to the flat lap? Do I think the chemicals aren't gonna do much? Or should I keep trying to soak? What do y'all think? Looks pretty gnarly in the sides there. But it looks like it didn't soak all the way through. Like some of the parts are really light around the edges. Especially right around that edge, like it lightens up quite a bit. Unfortunately, I'm not sure how it's dyed. This is just a little, random piece he found or picked up to make into one of his lamp shade toppers, so. Hey there, Kate. How's it going? Yeah, the dye might just not react to acetone. Like, paper towel's now pretty much dry, but look at that. Like, no color came off. I rubbed on this side right there. It's like, what's even there might even just be coffee coming off my hands from being soaked in doing dishes and scrubbing a bunch of coffee soaked stuff right before I left work, so. Yeah, they could have cooked the dye in, that's for sure. Could have heated it up and cooked it in. Well, I don't know. Let's jump over to the flat lap. We'll jump over there and see what happens. Alrighty, as I move y'all here, I grab a power bank. You're plugged in here. Get you up here. Light. More lights. Hey, there we go. Okay. Yeah, Kate, before you came in, I was rubbing it with some acetone and saw no color coming off. And just a little peek for those who didn't see my post earlier. These are the pieces I finished up this week. Let's see, there we go. Got some nice turquoise. Couple picture jaspers, some good shine on them. Yeah, a few pieces this week. All of those will be on the sale table for the upcoming live sales. Yeah, the hexagonish one, the uneven hexagon. I had made it with the intent to maybe like drill a hole or something right where the light is and make it like a pendant. But then, funny enough, it has a hole right there. It goes all the way through. So I could just drill that out a little bit more if I did want to have it as a hole for a pendant, and it could just kind of sit that way. Alrighty, so let's... I want to start 60 grit. Let's see, hold on, let me get my loop. Let's see just how thick these lines really look. They're pretty thick. Let's see if I can show you on the camera. Maybe, maybe not. I can't get the lines to show. It's kind of hard to do that. Maybe if we're more like this. Yeah, a little hard to show you guys the loop through here. And that's why I've been using StreamYard, but today I didn't because I set this up while I was at work. So this is just a normal YouTube mobile live. And it really makes me like StreamYard a little bit more. And kind of wish I'd just set it up on there today. Did I see Kurt? Hey, Kurt. Yes, we are live indeed. Live, there's live chat. Get up in here. Yes, Kate, that's some Oahe picture. I got those. These two are actually from Slim, as well as the turquoise. Oh, actually, in that. All 6 pieces I just showed were actually all rough from Slim, old Slim Pickens that I polished up. Maybe zoomed in a little far there. Yeah. I love that stuff. Yeah, he sent me some turquoise and stuff too. It was beautiful. What's really cool is this turquoise is actually UV reactive. Yes. Right before we jump on the wheel, let's let you all experience my ADHD firsthand. We might eventually polish something. We might jump around and look at a bunch of random rocks. Welcome to my world that is ADHD. But yeah, how cool is that? That turquoise, it's probably the resin or something they use to stabilize it. But that's really cool. I'd never seen turquoise glow. And some other people suggested it could be the stabilizing material. Okay, Wild. Also remember, if anyone's ever interested in things you see me make or has questions or wants me to make something specific, I'm doing commission orders these days as well as requests, and always will do one-on-one private sales for my Patreon members. Oh, I was putting the mask on. Makes it hard to talk. I've done a few of them before and always willing to do them one-on-one sales if, you know, people are going to spend a fair amount, not like hour on the phone for a $5 rock or anything, but I've done some one-on-ones. All right, getting my mask on, gonna put my glasses on, and we'll jump into this. So, actually, really quick, let me find my Sharpie for science sake. Where is my Sharpie? Oh, it's in my pocket. I got 2 in my pocket. I've always got Sharpies in my pockets. Part of the barista life. Always need Sharpies at work. Okay. I just want to see, once we've worked down any difference in color and lines, see how that green's gonna fade as we get in there. All right. Ah! Butterfingers! I was trying to pick it up and I nicked the wheel and then dropped it again. I nicked my finger on there really good and then dropped it. Oh no! Kurt froze? Is it just Kurt or is everyone froze? Well, it's looking pretty good, but that dye is much deeper than I thought. There's definitely still some color in there, but it might be good enough that if we polish this up, he'll be happy with it. I just need him to be happy with it. I don't have to remove the dye for my sake. This is not for me. Oh my gosh! It's a 5-legged bear. Or one of those is not a leg. Look at that. Look at his eye. It's like the little polar bear, right? But he's a real chunker. He's got his little nose to the ground and then some stubby, chubby legs. Okay, enough of that. Anyway, mask back on. You know, Bear, being my mod, you can be the drop tracker today because unfortunately we're on YouTube and I'm not doing this through StreamYard. And since I don't have StreamYard up today, I can't have the little banner with the drop counter going. Here, let's actually take a moment and have our lapidary lesson of the day. I want to try every single stream to give some sort of lesson, tip, or advice. I think it's something really awesome this community does. I think it's awesome when Karen and everyone does it. So let me tell you today a little something. Today's lapidary tip of the day. Why am I spinning the rock? Why am I doing that on the flat lap instead of holding it in one spot? You may or may not have been asking. And the reason for that is actually evident right here in the way we see the color and the layer coming off there. If I were to hold it on just one side, what tends to happen is you start to kind of strip away this side and it somewhat gets more bouncy this way. It's hard to describe, but where the diamond first hits, so it starts to take off some material, right? Well, then you're bogging up the diamond that's right there. And as it comes through and hits this, not as much diamond is actually hitting this, the rest of this. So if I kept it only like this, every few minutes, if I pulled it up, we would see this line slowly going more and more this way towards the end. You'd eventually see some bits like this start to show up throughout. But rather than just working it one direction to the other and getting a not as even finish or polish, I tend to spin the piece when I'm doing a flat polish. And that allows the diamond to come from every side and angle and start to work it in. Apparently we're just really getting it from these two sides and it doesn't seem to be doing much when I turn it sideways at the moment. But as you saw on the other side, it had slowly come in towards the center. So that's my lapidary tip of the day. When working large flat pieces, just like how you always want to keep your rounded cabs moving to avoid facets, you actually still want to keep a flat piece moving to avoid uneven grinding down. But the moving is just different. You're spinning while it's flat. Back to it. Hopefully that helped someone out there in the lapidary world. So we see how it's still going at it from different directions and working in every way. So that was probably the lowest spot in the agate, and as it's grinding down this higher part and removing all those uneven saw marks we had, we're getting down into this last lower bit there. And thank you, Kate. I will definitely try some of those things. I'm gonna make a handful of videos trying different chemicals and acids to remove dyes off of agates and rocks. I've been acquiring a few different dyed stuff, and if anyone wants to donate dyed or aura-coated crystals to the cause, let me know. I can even ship them back after I make a video. But I'm going to be doing a few different things to try and remove aura-coated crystals as well, because they use titanium or gold oxides and like fogging and a few different methods. And I want to see what we can do to restore those crystals to their former glory. So we're going to be doing a small, I don't want to say series, but I'm going to be doing a handful of videos doing that with some crystals. All right, mask back on, protection. Okay, just a little bit left down there. And yeah, Wild, send me a message on Discord or Facebook or something and show me. Send me a little video of it. I'll see what I can do. Maybe get that done soon here for you. Also, hello, Bear. Okay, I need to tighten this. My water, that rumbling you hear is my water cup coming loose apparently. I can see the whole mounting for it right here shaking pretty bad. Oh yeah, that's loose. Okay. I will tighten that up after the stream. It'll be fine while we're doing the live. But let's show you. Oh, Jeff, not in the fall. I'll actually be starting up in the spring. So, all in all, that color is definitely soaked in deep. So I think we're still going to be able to get a nice polish for him and then restore it to a nice polish without those deep scratches in it. And that'll look nice. Cool. I still like that it's a little mutant bear. Yep, I will have this fall and winter free. Gonna really focus on the lapidary stuff. And then come springtime, I will be in school and working, and the YouTube will be kind of third in, or maybe fourth in priority. It'll be life and wife, school, work, YouTube. But my plan is over the winter to make a whole bunch of extra videos. I mean, I've still got, I don't know, probably now more than 10 videos in my editor that I've made over the last 6 months that I just haven't actually edited and put together and put out. And now, I don't know why, it's maybe something some of you like Karen can relate to, but as a creator, I for some reason feel like once I make a video, if I don't put it out soon, it somehow becomes irrelevant and like, oh, it's too late to put it out because this was made months and months ago. But in reality, none of you know that. For all you know, it was made yesterday. Yeah, for some reason I'm like, that one's old news. I don't want to put that video out anymore. Or I don't want to finish editing that video because I didn't do it when it was fresh and now it's meh. Whoops. Hold on. I put that on upside down. Yeah, Bear, do it. Makes for some fun experimenting too, just to see what will remove the different dyes off of your rocks. Many of you saw the pink geode that I messed with on a live. That thing was insane. I made the mistake, unfortunately, of leaving it in the acetone overnight though, and it allowed the dye to soak really deep into the matrix, like the outer shell and outer host of the geode, where it actually wasn't at all before. It was a large geode, and they just sprayed the inside of it with the pink. And unfortunately, my soaking it allowed it to get deep in there and penetrate into the cracks and all through the shell. Because I was forgetful and let it sit all night in the acetone. Don't do that. All right, let me hydrate. Get a little sip of my coffee. I need to put more stickers on here. If any of you channels out there have some waterproof stickers, I would potentially put some more waterproof stickers on my mug here. This thing takes a bit of a beating, but I think it needs to maybe be stickered up like my machine. Whoa, what was that? Huh. I'm sure none of you could hear that. Sounded like my computer or something doing some really weird noise. Okay. Mask on. Let me find my goggles. Goggles on. I don't know if I'm actually gonna be live any more than polishing this little guy up, so get through it, see where we're sitting for time, and then maybe do something else after this. Thanks for coming in, Kate. Yeah, I'll definitely post it once I'm done. Appreciate you stopping by and sharing some tips. Oh. I forgot to mark it. Especially moving through these first few grits, I do want to mark this up with a Sharpie. I like to do it on all of my metal wheels so that I know once I've ground out the bigger marks. So, one, let me get a towel. Don't forget to bring a towel, yeah? I got my mask half over my mouth, so it's hard to talk. All right, dry that off. Sharpie it up. Now, Yeah, Bear. I actually, it's funny you say that. I've done exactly that. I had an ugly dyed agate that I'm like, well, I really wish it wasn't this horribly fake, like, neon green dyed color. And I've absolutely used it as a burnisher for my old pocket knife back in the day. Before I'd sharpen it, I'd kind of straighten my blade on the edge of that agate and then sharpen it on my sharpening stone. Oh, I miss that knife. All right. It's a brand new 180 disc. Man, that thing chews it up. I'm gonna get a full new set of metal plates, I think. I'm just so tired of dealing with the contamination on my other ones. I've been talking to a few people, and the contamination on the metal seems to be a lot less because there's not the resin fibers for contaminants to get embedded into. So as long as you scrub your metal discs really well after you use them, the contamination is just not as big a factor. And I'm not really polishing super soft stuff that often where the pads are that needed. So my next order, I think I'm going to transition to all metal and see how it does. If I don't like it, well, then I'll just have them on hand and keep using the pads, but fingers crossed that I will like those metal ones. Oh, gotcha, Karen. Thanks for that info. I guess for those watching and that may not have the live chat up or watching in the future without live chat, Ozone Fine Art, our friend Karen, says metal on the higher grit mesh may pull up an orange peel on some material is the potential concern. So what that means is as you're getting your final polish, what can happen is actually got one that orange peeled on me yesterday. I think it was this one, yeah. It's actually the hexagon. So it happened on one of the very last stages, but right there, that little piece just came flying out on like my 625 or 1200 wheel. I don't remember, but it came flying out and it kind of scratched the piece up a little bit after it came out, and I had to go back like 2 wheels and repolish it a little bit. But yeah, so I guess that's what Karen's saying. Maybe running those higher ones, you can get a little chunk peeling off like that. Also is going to depend on the material you're working with, obviously. Like these garnets from Dan Hurd that I was working, these were peeling on me bad, a couple of them. Here's one I pretty much finished the other night, but I think I kind of rushed through it because still got some micro scratches on there that are kind of visible. Some of that's fingerprints, but yeah. These garnets from Dan Hurd had some of these like inclusion spots in them, and it was making those little orange peel parts really bad. This one's got sparkles if I can get it just right. There they are. Oh, give us the sparkles. Yeah, you can see a few in there. Oh, there we go. There's some good sparkles. This one's a sparkly garnet. Anyhow. Fish brain. Goldfish. Did someone say distraction? Where? I want to see a distraction. Where is it? Alright. Man, those new wheels. Do you see how quick, by the way? What are we doing? 10, 15 seconds on there? Leaving some big scratches with it, but that's okay. My next wheel is what's going to really remove all of these. So I went 180, and then this is a 220 metal. But next, we'll be using actually another 180 metal, but it's so old and so worn down, it's kind of like a 350 mesh. So I use that before I step up to the resin 220 wheel. Hey, Allison in the house. Ooh, ooh. And James. Welcome, James and Allison. Hello, hello. Thanks for jumping in. All right, mask on. Let's go. Every once in a while, I forget to pick up the rock before I turn on the machine, and that's always fun. It starts flying around. So you might be wondering what I'm doing at the end there when I'm not spinning it and I'm keeping it one direction and going back and forth. I'm trying to hold it ever so slightly off the wheel and give it just the lightest pressure at all so that it does a little final working out of the scratches from this grit while still using this grit. And that really just helps you step up to the next wheel to make sure that you run it without any pressure. Like, one, you shouldn't really be pushing anyway because that's how you get deep scratches. Like, notice the pressure. Pretend my finger is the wheel, right? You're not pushing into the wheel. That's not what you're doing. You're really ever just letting the stone rest on there. But at the very end, I'm pulling it off and kind of letting it just feather kiss it just a little bit to make those scratches not quite as deep. And that jump up to the next wheel, that much easier. That's another little technique I picked up from some of the old timers who've been doing this for decades and have a lot of great knowledge to pass on to us. Yarik, Yahik. You know, for years I've said Yarik, and I question it all the time. Yahik, Yahik. It's because I feel like I knew someone named Yarik, or there's a famous, semi-famous guy in the gaming community I knew of named Yarik. And that's why, and he's Icelandic, and he pronounced, it's got an R in it though. His name does have an R, and it's Yarik. I think for some reason I've just always put those two together, and I'm always like, names are hard. But welcome, buddy. Thanks for dropping in. How you doing? Is it not even a ya? Is it ja? Jahik? Dang, I still suck. I see a J and I want to go ya. Jahik? Not Yahik? Jahik. And I knew that too. You've said it in like a couple other lives recently, and I think Jeff even corrected me once recently. Someone did. Well, welcome in, bud. What we're doing today. Whew. I'm gonna clean that after the live too. I think that's the next thing I'm gonna do. Got a couple little things I'm gonna do once this live ends, and one of which is gonna be clean this machine out. Gnarly. But we're working on this dyed agate today. I was hoping that polishing it would remove some of the green, but it does seem to be pretty deeply permeated in there with the green color. But that's okay. This is for a friend of mine. He is going to be using it to make a lampshade. Oh, you know what? I never really checked. Let's see. Well, anyhow. Yeah. We're just fixing this one up for him. It had some scratches he wanted worked out. So it would be a nice, pretty thing. Oh, I gotta go refill my water. One sec. I'll be right back. Okay, that's probably more than enough water to get us through. At least I hope. By the way, for those who weren't at the last live or in the last chat, actually, I might have just said it. I might have just said it in the Discord lounge while we were hanging out in voice chat. I'm not sure. But anyway, I told y'all I would run the numbers on costs of running a flat lap. And I will still put out a video on that, maybe even a short. But some people have been wondering, what is the overall cost on top of getting my discs and my flat lap? What is the power going to cost me? And I'm not gonna lie, I kind of thought it was a lot higher than it is. Like, I was thinking like 3 to 10 times higher than I'm actually paying to run this machine in both water and power costs. Depends where you live, obviously. But this thing is only, oh, I've got to pull it up again. I wrote it down, but it's 1.2 or 1.5 kilowatts an hour, which costs like 38 cents an hour for me, basically. So this machine, depending if it's normal powerage rates and normal hours, or if it's peak hours here in California, during peak hours, we pay more to run electricity or use electricity. I think that's the same in most states. But at most, I think we're only paying like 45 or 48 cents per kilowatt hour, meaning this thing is only costing me 30 to 40 something cents an hour to run. And then another, depends how much water I really use on the stones, but I factored in, it's like 3 cents in water an hour. So we're looking under 50 cents an hour to run your machine and make cabs when you're using something like a high-tech diamond 8-inch flat lap. Its power usage. I do think they make 2 versions depending on what type of plugs you have. I don't know if they still offer both versions, but I think at one point there was 2 different voltage versions of it, but I could be wrong and could be thinking of a different machine. So yeah, you're looking at 30 cents an hour, whatever. Look up your local power rates and what you pay per kilowatt hour, and there you go. Multiply that by, I think it was 1.2 or maybe 1.5, and that's your cost per hour. Not bad at all. Oh, also, hey Travis, let me scroll up in chat. I missed something else. Whoa. Hi everyone. Hi Allison. Hey names. Dang it. I'm gonna quit typing, says Jeff. Oh, that was funny. I missed that one. Glad I scrolled up. No, Travis. The green did not come out with the cleaner, actually. So, let me show you here. As soon as we get it wet, you can see it's still green. It definitely is soaked all the way through. I'm pretty positive that is not a natural copper-colored agate. Because, you know, copper makes green. I'm pretty sure that's artificial because it's not even everywhere. And as we got deeper in here, it does seem like it started to remove some color. So on this side, it is not dyed all the way to there. But yeah, it is dyed to the core pretty much, yeah. This side seems to not have penetrated. Maybe as the rock was soaking, maybe this was the top? I don't know. Who knows? I'll bet they cut it into slabs and then soaked each slab. individually dyed the slabs to let it really get in there. Random squiggles. Squiggles are fun. Oh, that's wet. All right, let's get to it. Hold on. Drink break. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. I'm out of coffee. Oh no. What do I do? Can someone hand me another coffee, please? Someone please give me some coffee. Whatever shall I do? Yeah, Jeff, it's not cheap when you actually get all of the pads, like all of the grits they offer. I really wish it was something I could do to like bulk buy a ton of pads from High Tech Diamond to both be stocked up and supply you guys at a discounted rate. That would be awesome. That would be a dream, is to be a true sponsor of High Tech more than I am just, an affiliate. Anyone can be an affiliate. But if I could be like a sponsored seller or something and buy from them at a wholesale rate and just have tons on stock for the community, oh, that would be sweet. Because then I could pass on the deal too. Pipe dreams, y'all. Oh, actually, since you mentioned it, I do have a Red Bull in the fridge I can go grab. Woo! That was a quick one. I shot around and I caught it. If I wasn't on my metal disc, I would take this off, clean everything down, wipe this disc down, wipe this piece off, but I'm still on my metal 180, really worn down. It's like a 300. So only at this stage would I not care. If it was my resin wheels, absolutely we would stop right now because it touched the edge and would contaminate, but again, not worried at this stage, or this wheel, this disc rather. Okay, mask back on. Safety first. You know, Travis, it probably wouldn't even be that hard. I've talked to them on the phone a few times. The owner of High Tech is the one who fixed my machine a few months back, earlier this year. And like, they're great. They used to only have one customer service rep. Oh shoot. I was pulling my mask down and pulled a... One sec. I was pulling my mask down to talk and popped a filter off. But I was talking with their customer service rep, and they used to just have the one, but they actually have two girls there now doing the job that just one of them used to. Okay, filter back on. Sorry. I'd like my respirator to actually have protection. Yo, what's up, Benzo? Hey, Daniel, welcome in. I'm gonna pop my filter off again by pulling my mask down like that. I'm gonna start pulling it down from the middle or the cord. Like I said, this one will take longer to wear down than those last two discs did, because this one's essentially like a super worn down 180 that acts like a 350, 400-ish. Gets more worn down by the day. Ah. So Benzo, if you scoot back to the beginning of the stream, or just wait for the next time I show it, I got a 35-pound box of diamond ore from Arkansas. Picked it up from Miller. It's that one he's had on his shelf for, I think, a year or two, he said. We're going to be going through that diamond ore pay dirt. 35 pounds of it in some upcoming streams. I think it's such a big box, and it's actually the dirt. It's not washed rocks like the other ones I have. It is straight up dirt. So I think it'll maybe be a fun series, and we'll make it a few weeks in a row. We'll do some of the diamond dirt. Hey, what's up, Sean? We're repolishing a dyed agate. We were hoping that we'd see some color come out. Some color did come out. I feel like it was a lot darker here. If you go back to the beginning, especially over here, some colors definitely come out, but it was deep, deep in there. Had saw marks in it and a not so great polish. We're giving it a much nicer polish, removing those saw blade marks, and we were trying to remove some green, but that's just not gonna happen. Oh, trying to watch the chat. Missing the wheel. Tell you what, being ambidextrous sure helps when you're working on the wheel for a long time. Being able to work with either hand. Daniel, it looks like we're gonna do Thursdays. At the moment, it's, well, last time I checked, between the channel member polls and Patreon opinions and then the normal poll, I think Thursday's winning out for premieres most likely. So later tonight, I will have a premiere. As soon as this is over, I gotta finish up a video, try and get it done, add some music to it so I can have that premiere tonight. Might be a little later than I normally plan, but we'll see. It also depends if the YouTube servers are nice today and decide to let it process quickly in 1080. Because I don't really like to release the videos until they're processed in 1080. Oh my gosh. Hold on. Oh, I lost it. I gotta pull it off. That was a good one. Daniel Plays with Rocks says, I'd give my left arm to be ambidextrous. Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. That's too good. Oh no, my water wastes are full. Where am I gonna dump my water? Is there room in this one? Oh good, there's room in this one. Ooh. Ooh, right to the top. Okay. Guess I gotta go dump both my waters in a sec. If we fill up again, I'm not gonna make it without dumping. Because these are both right to the brim. Alright. Dry you off. Also, once the stream is over, I will then go wash all of my discs, but I've made a new habit of every time I use the flat lap, once I finish a disc and move on, I actually take that disc and my stone to the bathroom that's next to my office, and I wash the stone and the disc really, really well, come back, and then start on the next grit. It is a good habit to have to preserve your discs, especially when you've had as many contamination issues as I've had. I'm done with those problems. All right, someone tell a story while I go rinse off this stone. I'll pass the talking stick. You know, I always thought I was right-handed, but it turns out that was just the school system teaching me that I had to be right-handed. I truly now believe I would have been left-handed had the schools not forced me to use my right. But because of it, my right hand is so much more developed than my left that I'm now, as I learned that my left really kind of wants to be dominant in many things, I'm now ambidextrous, without the exception of being truly ambidextrous because I cannot write very well left-handed, but that's because I never learned. I do quite a few of my artistic things, both left and right-handed, but I do not draw, paint, or write left-handed. But I think if I tried to train myself, I could. Actually, that's somewhat of a lie. When I do my linoleum cuts, I switch off and I carve both left and right-handed. And to be able to do slow, detailed carvings ambidextrously, I guess, would kind of argue that. If I tried, I probably could write. But yeah, if y'all have kids, don't force them to use a right or left hand. Just let them do it naturally. See where they go. Nice, Chaos. I'll watch for it. Oh yeah, it's funny that you mentioned that, Bear. I first discovered it because someone pointed out to me that I'm left-footed and that I was skateboarding and snowboarding goofy and stuff. And they're like, "Are you left-handed?" I was like, "No, why?" They're like, "Well, because you ride goofy. You ride left-footed when you snowboard and skateboard." I was like, "Huh, I do, don't I? I snowboard both directions, but I skateboard pretty much only goofy." And I was like, "Huh, what do you know? I'm left-footed." Oh, nice, Boot. Mary Ellen Jasper is pretty stuff. There's just a few more 180 or 220 scratches on there. Yeah, I was gonna say, etiquette and manners are different. You can have good etiquette and horrible manners. Eating with the left hand while cutting with the right might be good etiquette, but what if that bite you cut and took was too big to fit in your mouth and you gotta to get that in there? So you can have good etiquette and bad manners. At least that's how I was taught it back in like home ec school class days. Well, right off the bat, I see one there. We need to go back a little bit. Not back another disc, but just a little longer on the 220. Yeah, there's a couple big ones there. Cookie Monster with good etiquette. Nom 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 nom. Nom 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 nom. Woo! All right. 4 more wheels, discs, whatever. And then it is bath time for the flat lap. Actually, bath time for my dogs, too. Okay. Where are we at on time? 3:48. Ooh, I better get a move on. Okay. Oh, I wasn't gonna rinse it. Let me go rinse it. Rinse, rinse, rinse. I'm not spinning this one because I'm still a little worried this one has a light contaminant on this one right here. Last night it was kind of giving me trouble on those turquoise, so I was staying on the inner part of the wheel. And I just realized this guy's so big I can't really spin it and not hit that spot, so. We'll see. We'll see, we'll see. Woo. Only on 300. Look at that. We can already see the LEDs on only a 300 grit. Yeah, that one's getting pretty good polish going. I like it. I like it. I like it. Ooh. Dropped it a little. Make sure I didn't get something stuck in the wheel from it. Yeah, pretty good flat polish going on that. Quite happy with this one. All right, I'm gonna go give a little rinse here. I'll be right back. Okay, 3 more wheels. Well, and that's how we contaminate our last wheels. Dang it. Luckily, I did wipe off in there before I started, so it's not really that dirty. But I'm still gonna go give this a good wash off after it just went around the wheel 2 or 3 times out of my hand. All right, where's my drop counter, Bear? Was that 4 or 5? Been keeping count? I have to go back through the stream at double speed to get a good count. Oh, actually 12 or so. I realized also my dump water here is full and my 2 bins are full. So let me go dump these really, really quick. My apartment's gonna love me for dumping all this. I let it settle. those 2 bins have been sitting there settling all night. But I pretty much let them settle. Dump all the water out of it. And yes, I use an old softener bottle. But I then take all the sediments and grits and throw them in the trash. But it's probably going to be no surprise to me if this toilet maybe clogs up while I'm living here. A little extra grit and sediment build up in there, you know? Maybe I just need to dump some acid down the drain. Not counting the one I caught. All right, mask on. All right, later chaos and welcome resort dog. I read the comment but didn't even see who said it till Boot mentioned it. Yeah, see you Sunday, chaos. Hopefully I don't remember. I am working, but I don't know if I'm working during Dan's premiere, so I may or may not be there with y'all this time. I've been working a lot of Sunday mornings lately. Pulled my mask down and forgot. Put it back on. That outer edge sounds a little aggressive. Nope. I could see right away that side needed a lot more time. Oh, shoot. All right, that one was bad. So that one's stuck. diagonally in the wheel, and it sat there and scratched really bad. Shoot, shoot, shoot. Oh, no. No, 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 no. It's so bad, you guys. It's so bad. Look at it. Look at what I just did. Ah. The shine was coming along. So look, ignoring those scratches, you could see the inner part wasn't as buffed as the outer part. See that shine on the outer part? The inner part was working on that buff. And I dropped it and got those. Oh. But the 600 grit was starting to put a really nice shine on that outer edge. Let's see, here's the other side. Hold on. Yeah, that other side was getting a really nice shine. Ah, dang it. Did that scratch just happen from that too? It probably did. Probably when I let go. Okay. Well, that's angering. So, due to frustration and the fact that I'm now going to have to go back like, looks like 2 wheels at least on that. I'm going to have to go back to 220 or even the 180 hard disc. So I might call that for polishing this on stream. End that part here. We can hang out for a minute and chat while I discuss the upcoming things. Let me tilt this and get that water draining. But yeah, I'm going to take that back off stream and finish it up. And I've got to get ready to go meet up with some people tonight. But that one is for a customer and, right, Resort Dog? You can normally only look at one side at a time. But this piece is going to be, so that hole in it, it's going to be clamped right here and sitting on top of a lamp. So there'll be a lamp shade here, and then this will be, the light coming up through the lamp will kind of hit this. Yeah, it's a top piece of a lamp that a friend is making. He makes lamps for a living, that's what he does. His garage is like my walk-in closet of rocks, but his is just lamps. Lamp shades, lamp bases, lamp parts, electronics everywhere. And I might be making some more stones for him, like make some cabs and stuff, you know, like this, and drill little holes in it for little pull cords and things for his lamps. It'll be smaller than this, but, you know, little things, end pieces for his pull cords or something. But I'm going to fix that up off stream. I will post a video. I'll do a little update video of how it comes out in the end. But you can all see there, it was taking a shine. It's got fingerprints and smudges on it now, but gonna go back and work that horrible, horrible scratch out. And we can hopefully get as nice of a shine as we did on all these other pieces, knowing that my wheels are no longer contaminated, really. Except maybe after that, who knows? Gosh. Anyone else have anything fun coming up? Jeff, when is your next live or video so we can let the community know? Or anyone here? Chaos left, but he mentioned he's got a new video coming up. Let's see, who else? Allison's here. Who else has got a video in the near future or live that's coming up before we take off? I can give you a little more of a heads up of what I'm doing. I've got piles of packages there. Tonight's video is going to be a little show off of a box of slabs that I just bought. And yeah, that was about it. I've got a handful of videos in the works. The Dan Hurd garnets, which you guys have seen, I worked some of those live. Those cabs I just showed you, I did not make a video for, so there's nothing on that. There's the video of Andrew rocking in Kentucky, the dino bone he sent me that I polished up. Oh, his Chaos is on Sunday? Huh. Cool, Resort Dog. Oh, yay! Soul got her package. Woot. Oh, you're asking. Yeah, I don't know. I thought he said either he put up a new video. Oh, I don't know. I thought y'all were saying we'll see you Sunday for Dan Hurd's premiere, because I always see Chaos at Dan's premieres Sunday mornings. But maybe he was also saying his video was Sunday. We can check in with him on Discord, because Chaos is in the Discord as well. Oh, nice. Wild, you got your package as well. I think pretty much everyone should have got their package now. The only ones who are waiting on a package are Josh, because I'm building him a new box with some different stuff in it and giving him some extra goodies. Jeff has got a box coming. I've also been adding things to, and it kept getting like pushed back a little bit. Because when I'm going to add more and more stuff to someone's box, if they're not in a hurry, I ask them, and if they say they're fine to wait, and I'll wait and I'll add some more things in there. And then Jessica, Purdy, Jessica K. If you are around or lurking or see this later, please contact me. I sent you a message on Patreon and I think Facebook. I'll send you another one tonight if I remember, but I just need to make sure your address has not changed. It's been a little while since I shipped you anything, and I want to make sure when I send your silver that is in that bag right there. That's the last bubble mailer I have. And it's got your name on it with some nice little crystalline silver in there. So if you see this, Jessica, please double check with me that your address is the same that it's been for years, and I'll get that sent out. But yeah, I appreciate y'all being here. Quick update. As I mentioned, these cabs I showed will be for sale. Since Kyle is taking some time off, I know some others are stepping up. Josh is doing some lives. I will be doing some auctions and live sales. I've been working a bunch of cabs in the background. I haven't even shown all of them that I've been working on. I'm just trying to get a lot done rather than for producing videos, just for the live sales. So I got my coral as well. I'm going to be cutting the coral into a few different pieces, trying to do some things I haven't seen others really do. But then last night, Josh was talking about doing what I was talking about, which is like, take the long coral, that's a nice round one, and cut it into a bunch of thin slices, and then take those rings and make them into pendants. Just like polish both sides of it, put it on a string or something, boom, got a little pendant coral. I thought about doing the same thing, but making rings. That would be pretty cool if you find just the right size to make like a ring out of the fossil coral. It'd be pretty delicate, but I don't know, might be kind of fun to have. As well as I'm gonna tell the 15 of you lurking right now, been holding on to this one. I haven't told anyone, I don't think. If I've told anyone, it might have just been either Ma or Jeff would be the only two people I'd have told. And sorry, I'm still on the fence if I want to tell you or not. Yeah, I'll tell you. Just don't want anyone out there doing it before I get the chance to do it. Because if I say this and all of a sudden see like 3 people do it, I'm going to be a little sad and bummed that I gave away the idea too quick. I'm never bummed if you do what I do. Please be artistic. Take inspiration from others. Use that to build upon and make your own art. By all means, do it. And that's why I'm aware, giving this away, I'm not going to be mad if you do it and beat me to it. But maybe give me credit. No, I'm kidding. I don't even care about the credit. Anyway, so Bear's doing it. Well, it's going to be a race. He's already said he's doing it before I've said it. Let me grab a piece of the coral and show you. So essentially, my idea where did I put my coral? It's a big box of it. Okay. Well, somewhere around here is a huge box of coral, and I'm not sure where I put it. But here's the idea. Let's say, I don't know. Here, actually, my flashlight, that's about the right size. So let's say I want to take a coral, nice, big, and round like this, right? I'm going to take my drum. I'm going to make sure it's hollow. We're going to give it a little shake, shake, shake. Make sure it's got some space in there. And what I'm going to do is I might first dunk it in some acid, some muriatic, and see if we can remove all the white outer part and expose just hopefully agatized insides. But I didn't lose it. It's just somewhere right over here. I don't know. You seen that closet? Did you see that closet? I can't even walk in it. It's probably just stacked up somewhere behind those boxes. Or under my couch. I don't know. It's right around here somewhere. But here's what we're going to do. So I'm going to take my Dremel. I'm going to take a Sharpie. And I'm going to draw some like either random or it might be diamond shapes. I'm going to draw some sort of hashing repetitive type pattern around it, and I'm going to drill and carve out that pattern so that you can see inside the coral with all of that pattern drilled out of it, and it'll just be like maybe a bunch of, like, the part of coral that remains will be like a bunch of X's, you know? So it kind of looks like a hashing. Just imagine that up and down, right? So it's going to be like layer, 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 layer. And so it'll be diamonds cut out. And so it's going to be like hollowed out, carved out coral, and hopefully get a nice agatized one. There's a few agatized ones in my box, but that's essentially what I'm planning. I've got a few other designs as well, like maybe some spirally ones. Like imagine carving it all the way down with spirals that don't interlock and don't touch except at the top and the bottom. So like carve some spirals out that you can see down into, and as you turn you can see all through the coral. Like, I don't know. So some 3D coral carvings. That is one of my upcoming projects. I've been trying to acquire some new types of polishing bits and burrs. I got my Nova points. I got a bunch of pastes. I've been looking into different methods and asking some older lapidary pros about making the wooden dowel tips like I told you all I was going to do for the fire agates. That was pushed back because it turned out I bought the very, very wrong kind of dowels, and a very experienced fire agate polisher that I talked to said, do not use that wood. Do not use those cheap wood dowels from the craft stores. That white, light colored wood dowels that when you get wet, they kind of bend and get messed up. Well, that's exactly why you don't want to use those. They warp when they get wet or too hot. They're also a soft wood. You want to use a hard wood. And so I'm gonna go, there's a nice wood shop just down the road, and I'm gonna go buy some hardwood, like some oak and whatnot. They've got, it's kind of a really cool shop. They have this huge section, I've been in it a few times, they've had this huge section of dowels, and the dowels come from tons of different types of trees. You choose not only your tree and dowel size, but they have the age of the trees on there. And a lot of you who have done any woodworking know the older the tree, the better, because those natural growth lines were thicker, denser, harder. Nowadays, the way we've changed the growing and the way we're growing trees and have even genetically altered some of them, it's a lot closer. It's like 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, 4 year, tiny little bands, is where in the old ones, like the growth bands were like 4 or 5 times thicker and a lot denser because of it, depending on the type of wood. Anyway, I know more about rocks than I do wood. I just know that little bit that guy gave me as some tips as far as what to do with the fire agates. So once we get that really tight grained, thick, dense wood, as Boot put it, tight grain. So yeah, you want to look at the grain. I guess the rings can be thick, but the grain within the rings is what you want to look at. Non-porous grain, right? Really dense hardwood. So we're gonna go pick up some better wood dowels, and then I'll be using pastes and the dowels, and I can make custom shaped dowels that way to get inside of the corals and do weird things I might need to do. Like, I'm gonna take a wood dowel and I'm gonna cut it like this so that it's skinnier right here. Like in the middle, it's really, really skinny, but on the ends, it's thicker. That way, no matter what, when it's turning, it's always convex, and it'll just be really thin in the middle part. So that if I can stick that through the coral and I'm polishing inside parts, I can still make it like rounded inside, if that makes sense. But I plan on making a few of my own custom shaped dowels that way to be able to do some like cool 3D carvings and polishings. Oh, Justin has one? I missed that. I'll have to go check that out, Boot. I'm not sure, Soul. Again, I don't really know anything about wood. I mean, that's not true. I've done a little woodworking. My neighbor used to be, growing up, was a woodworker. Loved bugging the crap out of him. I look at myself, 33 now, I'm like, wow, when I was a child, 7 years old, running over to my neighbor's house every day. He worked from home as a woodworker in his wood shop. I must have been so darn annoying. Oh, what's that? What is that? What are you doing? Can I watch? What are you doing? I want to watch that. Oh my gosh, that's so cool. Can I watch? Can I try? Yeah, you look back on those things, you're like, oh man. That's okay. I'm sure my child will do the same to me when we have a kid one day. And then the karma will come full circle. From Black Opal Direct, yeah, his dad taught him. Is that an old or a new video, Boot? Because it's funny, in one of his recent lives, I actually was asking him if he had used wood dowels, and he didn't see my comment or reply to me. And I kept asking him what kind of wood he's used, if any. So I will definitely go look for that video. Older video? Maybe that's why he ignored my question. He's like, go watch my videos, Rufo Tris. No, I'm kidding. No, let's be real. Everyone in the community doesn't know how to say my name. Except, you guys do, but I mean in the out open wild YouTube. It's funny the things I hear when I pop into new chats. They're like, "Oh hi, welcome to you too, Rufio Turris, Rufio Turris. How do you say that?" One of my favorite things about my weird name here on YouTube is watching people struggle with it. It's too much fun. Cool. I'll go check that out. I just definitely missed it. I haven't watched all of his old videos. It's like Bigfoot have not done yet since 73. It's a big old slab of redwood. Nice. Yeah, I mean, I don't blame him. I also prefer not to use the rotary tools boot. I love my flat lap, and unless it's something I need it for, I don't really plan on it. But before we go, actually, inspired by other channels, some things I was already planning on doing, and then while watching Karen's last night, I was like, oh my gosh, it for some reason gave me a new idea and a new method. Let's take maybe this one, for example. I'm not gonna actually do it on this one, but so I had a new idea of a way to do a hybrid cab carving. So first we'll take one of our cab blinks and I'm gonna polish it, or not polish it, I'm gonna shape it up to the 180. Like I'll do a 80 grit and 180 grit, maybe 220 grit even. Heck, who knows? I might even take it up to the 220 soft wheel. And so what I'll do is I'll cab it, I'll round it, I'll have it be a nice rounded normal cab, you know. It's gonna be this, but this. Nice dome, rounded off. And then, only at that point, before I polish it, or maybe I'll go all the way through the steps. I'm not sure. I'm still trying to work out how I'm going to do it. But I'm either going to dome it and polish it all the way, or stop at the 220 once it's shaped and domed. And then I'm going to do something like this. I'm going to go draw a few little weird lines like that, right? And I'm going to come in with my Dremel. I'm gonna start here, or maybe even start right at the very tip and carve those lines really deep and get some nice deep curvy grooves down in there. So what we'll be left with is like 1, 2, 3 hills curving away. And then I'll polish it all up by hand with my Dremel Nova bits or something the rest of the way. So start by making a cab and then do a hybrid, like carving it the rest of the way. And hopefully in the end what we're left with is like 3 mounds rolling away from you. And drill a hole there, and then it could be a fun 3D carving pendant type idea. So yeah, that's also what's in the works, as well as, let's see, is my notebook here? No, but I just got another 2 bags of rocks. And this guy who I'm doing this piece for that we were doing today, this dyed agate slice that we were fixing up, it's for a local friend of mine named Jeff, actually. A lot of Jeffs in my life. But he also gave me some other goodies that same day. He wanted me to polish that one up. And he gave me these, which I've been using this as a coaster. It's actually got a really nice polish on that one. You can see my phone. If you look close enough, you might be able to see yourself in the camera lens. But it's got a little broken tip there. That's a nice slice of agate. Beautiful thing. Real gorgeous. And bigger slice. It's got, I don't know if that's hard water stains or just something on it. It just needs to be cleaned. But it's got a really nice polish on that one too. That one's a big thick slab. It could actually probably even cut that and get 2 slabs out of it. But it's got a coating on the bottom so that it can sit. Yeah, and give me those, as well as, let me show you a box of random rocks. Nothing that exciting in here. There's like a coral and a couple sandstones that look like they might cut kind of cool. That one might be fun. Most of them are meh, some random little feldspar or quartz pebbles. But here's the exciting part. Ready? There was some really cool stuff in there. Got the gum here. I was gonna do a little video for this, but honestly it's such a small amount. I'll show it off here. Maybe do a short video. So there's some pyrite that's kind of a chalcopyrite. It's got a little bit of that peacock color starting to form in it in little places here and there. If you look around real close, it's starting to oxidize and get little bits of bluey purple stuff in there. So, a little bit of pyrite peacock ore. Got some really golden pyrite in it. And then a nice little specimen of pyrite. And then I know Jeff's gonna like the one after this. So this one's just a random cab. Not sure what the material is. It's got a nice hole already drilled in it. But then this one, I like this one quite a bit. Not cabbed, not polished, just a rough little chunk of picture jasper on a little pendant. I don't know that I like that it's this direction instead of this direction with the little hills on the bottom. Part of me thought about dripping some acetone on there and popping that glue off and doing it this way. Put it off the top there and just make sure it's balanced. But I still like that one quite a bit. I don't know. I may or may not pop that off. And then we got a couple more here. This one was in the bag of random rocks, and I took a slightly closer look and realized it was an agate. Looks like it's even got some water level banding. Oh yeah. Let's see. Let's get it wet. Yeah, it's got some water lines in there. I'm not sure what color this is gonna be, but ooh. I cannot wait to pop this one open, well, cut it open rather. I'm gonna try and cut this one right down the middle to get maybe 2 cabs out of it. And then, last but not least, got this one, the hole drilled in it already. Sorry, got my grummy wet hands all over it. There we go. This one's got an okay polish. It's a bit wobbly. I did not do these again. This is how I received them. They were pre-done rocks. I don't recall if this was someone who passed away or was just having a kind of cleanup garage sale type thing or something. I think he said it was just a garage sale or estate sale, and he saw some rocks and grabbed those. So yeah, little something fun there from my friend Jeff, who we're doing that green agate fixer-upper for. There. Let's see. Man, there's nowhere I can't show y'all a mess. We got mess, we got mess, we got mess. Oh, I forgot to tell y'all about the stack of books. Some of you know, I've definitely shown them to the community, but I just acquired a nice stack. Books, Emerald and Other Barites, The Minerals of Arizona, The Gemstones of North America, Gemstones of North America 2, and Minerals of Colorado, a 100-year record. Reading those backwards was hard. Luckily, I mostly know the names of the books. These were all free. These were all a gift. And what's really cool is some of them, like this one, The Minerals of Colorado, you can't find this book with this cover or this version. I spent a couple hours looking for a few of these books online. This one does not exist with this version, this print, this cover. Doesn't exist online. There are newer ones, but this one, nearly impossible to find with this cover. This was like the easiest to find of all of them, but still not really readily available out there. This one though, I'm not sure if it's just not released yet or what happened if it just never was released. But a family friend, she had like 2 large boxes completely full of these unopened, unused that were donated to her store. And she just had them sitting around. But what I was gonna say is really cool. This one has maps in the back. This is Minerals of Colorado, and it includes maps with the records. And this is not like your rock hounding resource books. This is nothing like those. This isn't like, hey, go to this property that's private land and go find rocks there and maybe get shot at because we're written by AI and have bad advice. That wasn't libel, right? I don't think he can sue me for that. Because he even knows it's true, and he put it on his website now. So, this is an actual mineral report. This is what the mines pulled out. This is what the geologists reported. This is very detailed findings of mineral reports of Colorado with maps. Awesome, awesome find. So, those were a nice gift from a family friend during our wedding when we were having our wedding. They were there, and she said, hey, when you come to my daughter's wedding, which was the next month, our friend, her daughter, had her wedding the month after ours. So when we were in Colorado visiting her, I picked these up from her because that's where her store is in Colorado. Anywho's, that's some little excitement I've got going on, and I've just been kind of reading some stuff. Okay, Bear. To make a long story short, Rockhound Resources is a good and bad website. Rockhoundresource.com provides a list of rockhounding sites in every single state with maps included. However, most, if not more than half of the sites on the website are private land or private mines or claimed land or mineral claims that you cannot go on. But unfortunately, they don't inform you that on the website. They just say, hey, you can get moonstone here. Hey, you can get garnets here, peridot here. And they just list what minerals are found and give a spot. And there's been some argument over the years whether or not it was all AI written. It seems like a majority of his website is AI written. One of the really early sites that was like that. And as he updated it, it just seemed to be a lot of repeated, kind of sometimes false information too. I use it. I mean, all around me, it lists like 6 different sites that all say the same thing. They say all agate, petrified wood, jasper, obsidian, moonstone, blah, blah, blah. And they all say the same thing at all these different sites around here. And I've explored them quite a bit. And we've gone to that beach. And that one beach by me is the only one that's had near all of the things listed that he said there. I've yet to confirm finding any petrified wood. I've yet to find any moonstone with flash. We found the right host to be moonstone, just without flash. But we did find some fossils. I did get that big triple concretion there recently. But anyway, point being, he posts a ton of his posts are spots that are private land. And I've heard hearsay in the community over the years of other people getting into violent exchanges. I was not shot at, but I've heard stories of others. I have been confronted though. I will fully admit, when I was new to the YouTube rockhounding world, I was not diligent on my searching up properties, and I used Rockhound Resources during COVID in 2020, and my first times going out, I may or may not have been on some private lands. And like my 3rd or 4th time out, I returned to one of those private lands unknowingly, not marked, not staked, not fenced, nothing. It was out in the Idaho wilderness, but it was listed on that website. Well, I'm sitting around there a couple hours, and I take a lunch break from my digging, and this guy just pulls up right next to my truck, and I'm like, what do you want? What's going on? And he pulls right up to me. He's like, what are you doing on my property? And I was like, what? This is your property? He's like, yeah, what are you doing here? I was like, hey, I'm sorry, there was a miscommunication. I used this website, and I was told that this was a spot to come do rock hounding. And he's like, and he had all sorts of colorful language to give me. But then immediately was like, okay, it's not your fault. I want to sue that website. I'm getting so sick and tired of this. And he told me how frustrating it's been that I was not the first rockhound that has told him that they were on his property because of that website. And he's just so sick and tired of it. But then he was beyond nice, and you know what he said? If you're just out here picking up the rocks though, and you don't leave any trash, I'm fine with you coming out here. And that was pretty cool of him. I didn't really get to know the guy any more than that, but you know, he's like, please just don't leave any trash. You're welcome to take rocks. I don't want people camping out here. You can't spend the night. You cannot camp, but you can come pick up rocks out here. And I was like, cool, that's all I'm looking for. I'm just coming out for rocks. I'm not going to dig holes all over your property. I'm just surface collecting, you know. So in the end, he was cool with it, but not everyone's going to be. And that is one of those things why I've, in the past and over the last few years, said, make sure to know before you go. Double check that your resources are accurate. When they say there's rocks that you can go collect here, well, make sure it's legal to do it first, because you don't want to get caught in that storm. Anyway, whew, I missed like 20 messages during story time. Sorry, speed reading. Sounds dangerous. Thank you for your heads up. Yeah, Barry, of course. Yeah, rockhoundresource.com. I'm not going to lie. I still use their website just as a starting off point. I use the site. There's a bunch of places around me that I've been checking out. But what I do is I see what's on Rockhound Resource. I get the exact GPS coordinates that they give me, I screenshot, whatever, and then I go over to a couple different websites. What I'm going to check is for mineral claims and land status. And a really great way to see the land status is the basic land status maps provided by the government. You can access them through the BLM website and the map, and you just pull up the layers and you can look up the land status layers. And that's a really good jumping off point. If you see that it's BLM land, great. But don't assume just because it's BLM land that it's still fine to go on. This is also one of those misconceptions out there because claims do exist on BLM land. And so double check claim status on top of land status. So land status is going to tell you if it's national forest, national park, private land, BLM land. But BLM land, that seems like a go ahead for a lot of people. But that's still only your first step, or second step of checking. You've now got to go check for active claims. If it is a lapsed claim, this is where it gets tricky. It needs to be lapsed for a few months before you go jump out there. If a claim is just lapsed in this week, do not go and jump on it when you're looking up, hey, look, they didn't pay their fee and it expired last week. That happens all the time. And sometimes people are trying to save money or can't quite afford it or just forgot. And they get back to the office and like, hey, I forgot to refile for my claim. Here's my info. Here's my paperwork. Here's my logs from last year. Because there's a lot of steps to maintaining a claim, right? You have to maintain a log that shows how much you visited the property and all sorts of other information that we can do on a future stream. Explain on future streams, rather. I've been doing some research into getting a claim, which I've now decided I'll wait maybe at least another 4 or 5 years out, but I am fully planning on buying my own claims in California as soon as I'm done with my bachelor's degree. I might do it before I get my master's, but I'm thinking, so we're 2.5 years out from having my, or 2 years out from having my bachelor's degree. And then I might get a claim so I can have a little fun on that and do some videos and even get some of you guys to come out to my own private claim and I can host digs and events before I move on to my master's degree and have that while I'm doing that. That'll be a lot of fun. And then I can invite my master's program out, like, hey, why don't we go to my private land? I got a claim, we can go do some geology surveys out there and get some free land assay that way, hey? Picking up wood is not illegal on an opal claim. I was assaulted last week by a person who is convinced they own the surface with a mere claim. Beware the uninformed. Yes, and there is a difference in the claims. Depending on the state and country you're in, claims operate differently, but in the US, we actually have multiple levels of your mineral and land claims. You can own the land that you're sitting on, but not own any of the minerals within it. Meaning you own the land, you can build whatever you want on there, but all of the rocks and gold and whatever minerals might be hidden under there might belong to someone else. And we actually have some family land like that, or did. Oh, we still do. Anyway, like, there was a place my dad had the mineral rights to, but not the land rights, or his friend did. They were like going in on a place. Anyway, it was kind of interesting. So what had happened is they had the mineral rights. The land rights was owned by the government. But because they had the mineral rights, when the government sold all the surrounding land, including that land, to the oil companies who were doing the fracking, the shale fracking for oil, they were not allowed to build on the spot where their mineral claim is. Though they had the land rights, they didn't own the minerals and the oil and stuff under it. Well, guess what they did? They went just outside the property. You know, here's your property lines. Here's your property line. Here's our property. They went right over the property line. And they built a big old fracking oil rig that went diagonally down under the property and started stealing the oil for where they don't have mineral rights. So this has happened to a few people. This has happened to a guy my dad knows, but this also happened to my mother's family, which was something that the family owned as like a family asset or whatever. So that was a whole bunch of fun litigation and court stuff they've been going through, but it's wild, wild, wild how the mineral claims and land rights and all that stuff will work and what companies will do to steal from you. Literally dig diagonally right under your feet and take right out from under you what's yours. Hey, I won't say who did it, but yeah, they've got a record of it. It was there. Load owns attached, placer owns loose. Yeah, there you go. Rights separated from the surface management, yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. Ooh, Bear received his coral package, hasn't opened it yet. Go open it, get that black light, and just... I will tell you, right now, Bear, if you didn't catch it earlier, be on the lookout for this. So, I was not aware this was a possibility or a feature within those corals, but I broke some pieces off to test in the acids, and so far this one was just a light vinegar soak to see what would happen. But out of that little cavity in the back came this little clammy guy. Look at it. I thought it was a barnacle. I think Karen said it was some type of clam. But he was just hiding out in here. And I went back and looked, and there's probably like 5 or 6 of these little clams sitting in a few pieces of the coral I have, and who knows how many more hidden and waiting to be exposed in there. It's crazy. Well, I hope everyone had fun. We hit 2 hours, a little over 2 hours now. That was gonna be my end point. We ended up rambling a while. In fact, I probably had more than enough time to go back, fix those deep scratches, and rework it, but I was so frustrated I just didn't want to. So let me give y'all one more little look at that here. Some little backlighting. Still plenty of green in there. Woo! Almost dropped it. Saved it. Oh, John, you made it at the ending. We were trying to remove the dye from the agate. I was unsuccessful, and though it was getting a good polish on it, on the 600 wheel, where we were starting to get this nice polish, I dropped it and got those huge, deep, horrible gouges on from my wheel. So I gave up, I called it then. I said I'm gonna go back off camera, and we've just been chilling and talking for like, I don't know, 25, 30 minutes now. But we're not on StreamYard, so I don't have my drop counter, but drop counter's probably something like 6 today. Ah, you were here and lurking. Fair enough, John. Man, this mess is embarrassing. Please, don't... Maybe it's my fault for going live while I got a messy house, huh? Yeah, trying to think if there's anything else I want to share with y'all. Probably not. I think we'll call it there. And see y'all tonight. I will... Oh, yeah. There's no way my video is going to be uploaded in 1080 to Premiere tonight. If it is, it'll premiere tonight. If not, I'll push back tomorrow. But the goal going forward is to go off of the polls, which is Thursday. It's looking like between the 2 different polls and Patreon feedback, Thursday's looking the strongest. Thursdays work the best for Jeff. And absolutely no offense is meant to everyone, but Jeff and Vicky being my highest, the biggest supporters of my channel, they get a pretty big say in what works for me. Or not what works for me, but what works for the channel and the timing and what's going to happen. Oh, Melinda and Dawn. Dang. People popping in now that we're popping off. Did get the great box of rocks you sent. Nice, Melinda. My My other plan, I want to let you all know, I'm not guaranteeing this weekend will be a live, but it could be the first live sale. It depends how Saturday looks with my schedule. I was supposed to go up to Lodi, California for a gold mining event, but unfortunately I'm not going to make it. My coworkers also had time off and requested it before me, so I've got no one who can cover my shift Saturday to get out to Lodi. I was hoping to do some gold mining, gold panning stuff live for y'all, and if not live, at least make a video, but unfortunately, just not going to be able to do that. So instead, once I'm off work, I think I'm going to try and have a little bit of a live sale and or auction. Well, it's one of the same, not and or. It'll be a live sale and auction. There will be pieces for sale, and I'm definitely going to have some auction pieces. There will be pieces I've polished in the last few weeks, as well as some stuff you guys haven't even seen yet. Yeah, some topaz, some Arkansas quartz, as I've had for a while, but at even cheaper prices. I've dropped them the lowest I think I'm going to drop them. And we'll do some auction clusters of crystals starting like 10 times cheaper than I normally even sell the crystals. So some nice Arkansas quartz, way below any price anyone online sells them for, or lower than I have, lower than the mines sell them. And it's because I've got a lot. I need to make room. I need to fund the channel. I really, really, really want to get some more stuff like a microscope and a metal detector. And the only way to do that is start selling some rocks. And if rocks are just sitting there, well, you're not making money, so I might as well let them go really cheap. And my wife's like, just start selling stuff cheaper. Cheaper, cheaper, cheaper. I was like, good point. I don't think any of you are going to be upset if I let stuff go a lot cheaper than I have been, right? Is that going to upset any of you? Anyone going to be mad if I charge too little for some of my rocks? I don't know. If so, speak up, speak up. I'll increase the price instead of drop it, but I figured. I'm gonna stop being a smart ass here and I'm gonna let y'all go. Thank you, Karen. Yes, please hit the like, maybe leave a little comment. Even though it's live and we've been chatting here, I know it's weird, but a comment still helps the channel quite a bit. Even on lives like this, it'll help more people see it in the future. And yeah, Thursday nights for now on, I will see y'all for at least a video. And then anywhere, either Mondays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, sometimes more than one in a week, I will do live streams. And then like live random polishing streams and then sales on the weekend. So while Kyle is away, look forward to sales on Saturdays and Sundays, random lives Mondays and Tuesdays, and Thursdays premieres and or lives. That's the new tentative schedule. The Thursday is the one I'm sticking to, 4 videos. Thursday, every single week, a video coming out. Maybe or maybe not tonight though, because I still haven't uploaded it and YouTube might take a while to process. But going forward, that's the schedule. The rest of it, random, Thursday, planned. Turn that down, upside down, boop. I do have more than one chance, John. More than one chance, oh my gosh. I do have more than one phone, in the sense that I have backup old iPhones, not more than one phone number or anything. Like, I don't have more than one working cell-connected phone, but I've got my webcams now, I've got my microphone. I will be using StreamYard going forward. Today, I just set up a YouTube Live because I was at work, and I wasn't able to get on my laptop at work and set up a StreamYard stream. So I just did it this way today, but doing it this way today reminded me just how much I love and prefer StreamYard, and it is worth that $25 a month that I pay to use StreamYard. So I should kind of get my money out of it, because we have barely been doing one stream a month at this rate. But the plan with that will be to have 2-3 cameras going, especially when we have auctions. I'm going to have the webcam really small with my face so you can see who's talking to you. And then we'll have 1 or 2 big cameras on the sale table. There'll be one for the macros up close and stuff, and then we'll have one on maybe a little display. I'll just have my little thing rotating, my turntable going in the side with a little something. So maybe you'll have, like, your setup will be screen here with the live sale stuff, and a little face up here of me talking to you, and then a little rotating display one down here. I don't know. Who knows? I've been playing with a few different things. I've done a few test lives that none of you could see. I had them set to private and was trying a 2 and 3 camera setup to see how it would work out. And I think I'm getting it down. It just takes practice on setting it up and having enough things like this from our good man John. And now that I've got this here, honestly, this thing upped my game. This little movable arm thing that John sent. total game changer, because now I can have this tripod, which isn't as maneuverable, you know. It gets a little bit of, you can get a little bit of that, you can get a little bit of that, and tilt it forward and back, but, you know, it doesn't go every little which direction like that guy can, so. Hopefully I didn't make any of you sick there. If so, now's a good time maybe to go, you know, take care of that. I apologize. Now I need a light box. Yes, and a light box is also on the list. I thought about building one, Jeff. In fact, I'll share with you, Jeff. I'll tell everyone here. Build a light box. I've bought a couple light boxes. I've trashed a couple light boxes, and the biggest problem with them is all of the plastics that they use scratch really easily. So unless you're going to replace the background or underground in them, even the black plastics, the white plastic, they all just scratch up like crazy. So I'm making my own light boxes, and what I am going to do for this light box is I'm trying to acquire some of that Vanta black. Not the real Vanta black, but you know, that other cheaper one that the guy made. This is the blackest black, and this one man is the only man in the world who's not allowed to buy it, because it's this, if you guys know the drama, you know it. If not, we'll explain it on a future live, but the blackest black, it reflects like no light, and I want to coat a box in that blackest black and go from there. Chalkboard spray, as Resort Dog just said, works, and I have tried that, and this stuff is a lot like that, but an even blacker black. Like, it's so crazy. You shine your flashlight or UV on it and you see nothing reflect. So it makes for some amazing photos when you get some little display pieces or whatever, and you set it on there and you get a lot of light on it and you take a picture, it looks like it's just floating in an abysmal dark nothingness. It's beautiful. There's a guy I follow that does macro photography on Reddit, and it is just stunning. If any of you would like to see, I'll try and remember, I'll go post a link in the Discord, but he does some amazing macro photography, usually with sand grains, like sand grain sized garnets, like things that are like this big, but on your screen, they're full screen, just giant macro pieces with amazing detail. And he showed his lens once. He's got like, you know, a Nikon camera, Nikon P, I don't know, one of the nice Nikon cameras, but his lens, it's like this long, and it's like this skinny. It's this long, skinny tube that just does crazy, super up close macro shots on the tiniest stuff. So awesome. And yeah, I think as I'm one to do in all of my videos, for the 6th and final time, I think it's going to be my new catchphrase. 6th and final time. Good night, everyone. See you next time.